Greetings, family of light, beautiful earth angels, sacred travelers, the seekers, the light warriors, my divinity to yours. A hearty and gratifying welcome to Ascension Star Portal. Thank you if you're new. Thank you if you are returning. Thank you for all your clicks, your comments, your love, your light, your contribution, your appreciation, your support. I want you to know that this gratitude does not just come from me, but from Spirit. Divine Spirit as well. For each and every one of you are very much involved in what is taking place. And you are now, most of you are being appointed. And some of you anointed. And the rest of you that continue the journey will also be anointed. And it is not the anointing that you are familiar with on the third dimensional level. It is one that is so sacred, it is beyond your imagination, the blessing it brings. For you are selected to be the catalysts of change. And it is by no accident, coincidence, that you are here. For these words are definitive of a perception of your understanding of an occurrence or an event in linear, in physical mantle. In our world, in the non-physical, it is love, it is synchronicity, it is by divine timing and arrangement, it is preordained. And for this, I thank many of you that come to meet and greet in this beautiful ascension seat with the channel I have selected for this work specifically and for many reasons. This is not a channel just for a walk in the park, so to speak. We will have browsers and viewers that will come and go, and we do respect that. But those that will remain, and I iterate, those that will remain have a very important role to play. It is that spark that you activated, that you are unaware of, but your soul is. And it is here. It is here. And on other platforms. For we are no separate entity, but just different or variable expressions of the whole. But you will come to learn those that vibrate, those that resonate with your energy, with your light. And as the channel and I have discussed, and she has made it very clear with Spirit, that this is not a channel for entertainment. For the work we do is not entertainment. There are thousands of places you can go for that. We are very serious in your understanding of what that means. Important work, important assignments and contracts. And although we are doing readings or messages through tarot, through oracle, and expressing a very important situation on your planet taking place at this time, that perhaps some of you feel is not your business, I must say it is your business. In a very metaphoric way, for you are part of it, whether you're aware of it or not, whether it's direct or indirect, whether it's light or dark, whether it's explicit or hidden, you are part of it. In an unconscious, in a subconscious, and a superconscious way, because we are involved in it too. And there's a very good reason for that. And as we progress in many, many readings, many, many teachings, you will come to learn different things, different scenarios, different teachings that are very resonant and applicable for these changing times. Many of your teachings that are ancient will resurface. Many of these teachings are intently hidden from you, from the powers that be. And the reason for that is so that you remain in control, you remain in fear, conditioned, enslaved, into believing there's only one way, one path. In some way that is agreeable, for the spiritual path is the only path that leads to the source divine, supreme, the Almighty. But there are many little paths that lead to the greater one, like many little rivulets that lead to the ocean. Ultimately, it is the ocean we all shall meet. But how you get there on that journey is your free will. How long it takes for you to switch on your light is your free will. How much of work and emphasis you put on maintaining that light is your free will. The ocean will not evaporate, but the rivulets might, and ecosystems might die. And I say this physically, literally, non-physically and metaphorically, however that resonates. So it is your choice of free will to stay stuck or to fly. My work is carried through many of the 144,000 chosen beings on this planet that took incarnation for particular divine assignments that activate differently, proportionately, in accordance with activations on your planet. These beings are in human mantles, and there are many in non-physical. But we talk about the ones that are in the physical. They are the actual boots on the ground and placed geographically on your planet to work at the different portals, the ley lines, the vortices, the sacred geometric points that are now beginning to unlock cycles of old and release them. So the new templates which mirror those are ready to be grounded and lock into place. And each and every one of you holds a special and unique key to unlock your personal doors and to meet us. This channel has also made it very clear with me and has sought my permission and understanding of where she stands with us before she began this work, for it took a long time for her to make this decision. And it is not because she was not confident, for you have no idea what her soul plan is. And it is not necessary for you to know. But she is doing my work, divine work, and ultimately your work, without you even knowing. And we all ask together for you to unlock your consciousness from the deep slumber, to wake up, to shake up, and to help break up all that is old and stuck, that is poisonous and toxic, that holds you in shackles. and keeps you in shambles. Is this how you wish to live, my beloved ones? And if the answer is no, your time is now. It is now. We talk about time. It only exists in your world. And let me give you something interesting about the time in your world that many of you forget is the now. You focus on the past, which we call history, and you focus on the future, which is unbeknown to you. But may I tell you that all three timelines, your past, your future, and your present, all exist at the same time, which is now. For what happened in the past was just a second ago, it's gone, is it not? And then your future comes rushing into the present, which was a second that was still coming into the now, is that not? And then a second away from that, it moves into the past, does it not? So can you see what we're saying? The only real, true time is now. In our world, we call it energy, for it is fluid, it is flowing, it is moving, it is glowing. Nothing, no thing from the past can ever change your present. It is in your now that you create a reality that is real. People focus on the future, and for good reason. It is because of how you've been conditioned and programmed to live. Save for the rainy day, save for the future, do everything for the future. And that is because you are unconsciously meant to disconnect from your present consciousness of living and being. That you are hyping and hysterical about what is to come. That you don't actually live a fulfilled life. You are constantly stressed and distressed. Consciously being made to be anxious and frustrated and questioning. And there is a reason for that. And it is control. It is enslavement. And in order to keep you like that, you've got to have mental imbalances, emotional imbalances, and diseases in your physical body, and that then fuels the pharmaceutical industry, doesn't it? Because something's got to pay the bills and keep the elite on the magic carpet. So think about what I said in a nutshell, and you will get little nuggets as we move along in many, many future readings, and these will not just be restricted to the royal family or your worldly and global events. We will continue going forward with many other readings that will bring you a sense of personal abundance and growth. And that is the prime reason for this channel. So you have the choice and discernment to invest your energy in your daily life in positive. Use discernment to make the right choices of how you wish to grow and how far you wish to grow. And so it is. Divine Spirit, I thank you for the information and lessons you've brought through. To our family of light, our viewers, our seekers, I now ask that you cover us with your incredible cloth of divine white light and lots of dust of gold. And as each one of us brings that into our vision and cloaks ourselves completely, we feel your love and your comfort, your parenting, your blessing, the awakening and the understanding of working from a higher place, a higher mindset, and a higher activation of our heart space. And as we bring this triangulation of interlocking energy into a pyramid of focus, we will always be balanced left and right as the base of the triangle, and as we move up the apex into divine and higher consciousness. I thank you for protecting the channel and allowing only that which is positive to ground itself. And may this family of light forever grow. And always know that when you return, whether it is to listen to a past channeling or message, for nothing gets old here. It is not gender specific. It is not time constrained or restrictive. It is timeless. That each time you listen, you will receive a new lesson that you might have not heard correctly or received, an activation of some sort, and lots of healing. And I thank each and every one of you for your commitment to the light. It is now that I channel the energy, or bring forth the energy, through the divine spirit of King Charles. I will refresh to those new viewers that he is born on the 14th of November 1948, which makes him a fixed water sign, Scorpio. He has a fixed moon in Taurus and a fixed ascendant in Leo. So having all three fixed signs, he is a very strong, ambitious and rigid individual. Very orthodox and traditional, and not easily changeable, transformable. And I say that with love and light, meaning what he has set out that is locked into place is not easy to change into a current energy. It is still very much pulled by the law of attraction of his thoughts and deeds, and grounding and grooming in the old ways. So as much as he wants to move forward, very much part of him remains in the outdated. And therefore we are experiencing a swaying effect, a tug of war, a seesaw or yo-yo effect of trying to find balance. And that is playing out very much in what is taking place. Also to bring to your attention that Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. And I have mentioned, if you go back and read or re-listen to the energy of King Charles in a previous reading, you will come to learn a little bit about how the Plutonian energy is playing out in the current timeline. Pluto is making its cosmic cycle or stellar cycle after 248 years in Aquarius. And we all know, or will come to know if you research what Aquarius is about. But Spirit has said that I need to do a separate video or channeling on the Plutonian Aquarian energy, or Aquarius Plutonian energy at this time, and what that means for you personally as well as the world at large. And we will do that at a later date, because that is very in-depth, very intensive, and it is directly and indirectly affecting each and every one of us. So what we're seeing happening with the monarchy is very much evident of him having Scorpio as a fixed sun sign, as well as Pluto being the ruling planet of this 8th house of birth, death, rebirth, regeneration, transformation, etc. Right. And with him, the king, having this particular constellation or astrological placement in the constellation, talks about the cleanup, the sweep up. Whether it is willing or not, it is taking place. And he is now the ending of that cycle. We had in the Queen's reading her part that of reign, of control, of rulership for many years. She has subtracted her energy from this equation, hence all of this is taking place. Now with him being in this position, Spirit is saying it is where the actual crumbling begins, because she has removed her attachment and the ground is now shaky, and it had to take place by divine order. But because we are not ruling from the heart space, it is an earthquake, not just a shake. And without having to understand the astrological placements, the entire equation is preordained, because Pluto is transiting Aquarius, who is a no-nonsense planet. Because Aquarius is ruled, very briefly, by a co-ruler Saturn and the rebel Uranus. And we will discuss that later. So let's get back to the current energy. I did receive a download yesterday about a call for each and every one of us to become the light warriors, to activate the light warrior in us. And I am told that Spirit did touch on that in the introduction of this message. Each and every one of us are warriors of light, and now we're being called to duty, to be accountable and responsible for what we signed up in any little or large way. And you will be guided on this channel how we can do that. So that was the download that I received. The second download I received was about justice and karma. And I somehow feel that when I asked what will the significance of this reading with King Charles be, I was given the energy download of karma and justice. Right? So when we talk about justice, I will repeat, because many are talking about justice in the comments. Justice in our legal system, we all know with the elite, is a joke. And I say that respectfully, because it is laughable. Why? Because we have systems in place, we have laws and regulations in place, we have endorsements in place, but these are not applicable to the ones of power. Right? And that is because they control it. They control everything, including the media. Every media in this world is controlled by the powers of the elite under different names, but they control it. So if you look at a tree and all its branches and little branches from the larger ones, they're all from the same tree. And that's how your media works. And that's how any other massive industry of control works. Whether it's your petroleum industry, your pharmaceutical industry, your political, your economical, they all are controlled by the same tree. Right? The same powerhouse, the same holding. So the justice system that we are relying on, and can only rely on to be the truth, the reality, is the divine justice system. And that is what I needed to speak about very briefly. To remind you that if you are looking and searching for justice for any deed on a physical, earthly way, you will not get it in its truth or entirety, because it will always be doctored, adulterated, contrived, and prettied up in favor of the dark. Because do you think if that they were caught out, you would be happy? Do you think they wish to risk being exposed? Not at all. So come on, people, let's look further than what is being given to us. Step into your light and call for justice from the divine realms, which is what I am doing. So the justice we talk about is far greater than what you actually expect or hope for it to be. Divine justice is playing out, and when divine justice plays out, it will be relentless. It will come in little bits, which we are seeing right now, and then it will crash in a lot of little bits and play out as it becomes energetically favorable. And the free will is playing out at the same time. So justice from the spirit world pins and anchors only when the material world, the physical world, the linear world is presenting actions for the non-physical to react. And yes, we are impatient because we want it now, and of course I do. Like you, I've been praying for this from the day I landed here on this earth. Through birth, I've been calling for justice because my soul is doing the assignment for me and helping me grow into my maturing years. From a little girl, I understood who I was and why I'm here. I had the ability to connect with nature in a very refined way. And I knew I was different. And every one of you has an ability to find that divine spark that activates you to being different. And stand up in your light, for your light, from your light, and be of your light. And that is a simple request that Spirit is asking. And you will see change that is unbelievable at the speed of lightning right before your eyes. If you wish to remain stuck to the old and keep questioning the old, you will find no answers. And you will never find change. And if you wish for change, become the catalyst for it. So karma and divine justice go hand in glove. Because karma is one of the laws that is in your place on your planet that you signed up for as you arrived here to experience. And you were given, go down into this world, and 90% is fixed and 10% is your free will. But know that your 10% of free will has consequences. Do you sign up for that? Yes, I do. Do you understand what these consequences are? Yes, I do, because you have been trained on what they are. And you've agreed. So it is here that you must face them. We all face them. So karma, which means deed, whether it is positive or negative, it is deed, it is action. Karma does not mean everything bad. It is a neutral energy. And what you put into it is what you will get out of it. So if you have an empty bowl in front of you and you put in lots of lovely green salads, you will be healthy, not so. And it is refreshing and of a high vibration. But if you put in there everything that's toxic and negative and addictive, then that's what you will get out of it. And that's what karma is about. It's about what you do, what you say, what you think, what you be, what you feel. Right? That's what it's about. I've got spirit hanging all over me, which is beautiful and lovely, but they say get on with it now. So let's call in the energies of the divine to bring in the vibrations that surround King Charles. I must say to you that in the pre-shuffle, I saw the Emperor in reverse. I saw the Devil and the Magic card stick together. the Ace of Swords. My hands are extremely heavy, as if this energy does not want to reveal itself. It's like, does not want to accept. I have the Four of Cups. And as you can see, they're just falling heavy. The Nine of Cups. Is there anything else? The World card. Give me one more. Spirit says his energy is so stuck in the old pattern right now. I have the Eight of Wands, but that will very quickly change with the Eight of Swords falling. So let's go through the cards. We have the Ace of Swords, which is about truth, divine truth. Four of Cups is not wanting to talk about divine truth or real truth. Is looking away from that. The Nine of Cups is gullibility and doing it, having it all for myself. The World card is about I will control the world and I will do as I please in the world. And the Eight of Wands fell out to say, I am sorry, but everything is changing very quickly, and that will not be the case. So what we see from here is a king who is stuck in his old ways, that does not want to give into the change, though is professing it as an illusion of energy to create attraction and attraction of energy, to project an interest out there, but that is not a reality. That is not the truth, because the Four of Cups is saying, I am offering you divine truth, right? The universe is offering divine truth and saying, come into your element and speak the truth. Strategize from a place of truth, honesty, righteousness, enlightenment. But I choose to turn away the cup of offering and focus on the other three that's distracting me, because that is what I like. That is what I wish to do. I will continually look at three empty cups in front of me and not take heed or advice or counsel from my higher self, my intuitive self, and other necessary advisors, nor the population of this world that is calling for truth. I will do it my way with the Nine of Cups. I will fill each of the 9 cups for self-gain, for control, for power, for fame, for sympathy. My way. And will continue to keep the world in the dark, waiting, grappling, speculating, assuming, presuming, and fighting amongst each other. If you read what's going on social media, it's shocking how one is played against the other, how issues of the past are surfacing that have no relevance in the current matters, and how the people of the world feel they need to be entertained or continue to entertain these agendas, because unfortunately, from a lack of ignorance, also from a point of seeking, and it is done with complete understanding from our side. For you are in a place because you've been put in that place, but we ask you to use your discernment and come to learn what is entertainment and what is truth. I asked this channel to go and browse some of these sites because she is one that has her mind very, or let me say very well steered. And as loving as she is an Aquarian herself and has the discipline of Saturn and the rebel of Uranus. So she is very humanitarian and will not entertain any false, any fake, any negative news. I must tell you, if she listens to this, she will, like, why did you have to say that, Spirit? She doesn't watch TV. She hasn't for years. She says, do I need to feel that madness? No, let me rather invest my time and energy in creating light for the world. She doesn't wear a watch. She hasn't for decades. She says, I don't need to be controlled by time. I wish to control time. I only make reference to it for a reason, but I control my time. And all that ticking on my wrist disrupts my energy, so I'll take it off. And Spirit, you need to help me with time. And that has been her way of life for many years, from her very younger years, without even knowing what was panning out in the years to come. So the world at large is being fooled by foolish acts of media entertainment. Comment if you must, but keep it positive. There's no reason to create a war, start a war, or fuel one. The world needs peace and love. And if the institutions that we elect and we praise and we fund, that live as luxuriously as they do, with so much power and control, and we trust them as a population, as a nation, and as many, should they not be giving us the satisfaction we need for help? And if they're not, then you have every right to question it. And this is what the age of Aquarius and Pluto is about. It's about cleaning from the underworld that which is reeking and festering, and bringing out that energy from its darkness and depths into the air, into Aquarius, out in the open. And that's what it's about. And of course, his resistance, his persistent resistance not to do that. I am saying, I am sorry, the House of Cards is falling. And with the Eight of Wands being one of the incredibly fast-moving energy cards in the deck, is telling you it is coming flying down and all over the place. And no one will see it coming the way it is. Your perception and understanding of what will take place will be shocking. Will be shocking. In a few months from now, nothing will be the same. There will be a complete shift in consciousness, physically, energetically. Are you all with me? This is not to create fear, my loved ones, my soul tribe, my children of earth, the light warriors and beings. This is to tell you how much of what you've been asking for and your ancestors have been asking for is now. Embrace it. Do not fear it. Stop questioning it. Transform it. This is the next deck I chose for the channel to use. So let's see what the energy of the King would like to bring through. Show us the energy, please. We ask for 5, please. I had a card flip over. Mature man. Mature women. And we have the community underneath that, right? So let's see, we have mature man, we have mature woman. They fall in numeracy 5 and 6. I will show them to you. Let's just get the rest. Give me more. Marriage. Coffin. And gift. Okay, so we have the mature man and number 5. 5 is about change. This is the King, and he did show up in one of the readings as the mature man. Looking out in the world, to the world, and at the world, from a distance, in hiding, in isolation, taking no action. And with all the books behind, Spirit says, he has all the information he needs to come out and be explicit, to be real. But he chooses to sit there, perked up, inconsiderate, uninterested, and looking for sympathy from the world. Well, I wouldn't say looking for it. It's actually given to him from his health announcement. So he's proud of that. And gratifying, of course. But the energy vibration surrounding that health matter is questionable. For we are not saying he does not have a health matter. He does. The one that he had is resolved. And then the one that came thereafter, that was announced, is not something new. It was already diagnosed. It is just brought out into the open, into the public at an appropriate time, as a means of distraction. So that's the difference I want you to understand of truth and untruth. It is the truth, he's speaking, but it is the truth from a different energy band, a different vibration band. It is not brand new, but it is brought into the present as if it is brand new. So can you understand when we talk about free will, what you can and cannot do, and how things can change to suit one's needs for self-gain? So when you ask for evidence, when you ask questions, how do you expect that we give that to you when the people in power constantly change the information? We cannot come here, open their drawers and say, hello, here it is. But we will have to handle it from a spiritual level differently. And there are consequences for every action of karma, good and not. There's the World card that he wishes to keep in the dark. So the information I'm saying that I am giving with the Ace of Swords to make this change is stagnant. We have a mature woman. Well, that's his support system. And it's a 5 and 6, which means that these two energies are working hand in glove in different ways, but together, sitting and waiting for whatever may happen, knowing full well what is going on. They're both mature people. They are people of power. They are people in control. But we'll just sit and pretty ourselves and have all the knowledge and wisdom, the information at hand, but we will hold it back. And in that process, a marriage is being destroyed. Two people, and you would understand who I'm talking about here. Two people that's at the heart of this equation, right? There are 5 cards on the table, and this sits in the heart, between the 2 left and the 2 right. This is the problem right now. Is it not, people? Is this not the problem that we're dealing with? Of course it is. The 3 is the month of March, and you are all waiting anxiously for news to come of this issue in this month, or by the end of this month. That's when it concludes. Not so. But we have someone here in the 9 of Cups that is gullible to hold on to information. The coffin. Right next to that, an ending, a death. The coffin is closed, which means it's over, it's done, the ending has taken place. And I leave that open for interpretation. The coffin sits right below the world card. Is this not the information or information surrounding that is what the world is seeking right now? It is. I've been asked to show you, if you can see, look at this card, and if you look here, there is a pool of water in the depths below the surface of land where the waterfall falls. Can you see the darkness that surrounds that energy and the depth of that water? That's how deep this goes, hidden from the world above. The darkness. The darkness of an ending. A gift. Spirit is handing a gift to each and every one of you in this world about the situation. And you are asked to be as patient and understanding and open-heartedly accepting, but from your higher space of mind and heart, to receive this gift. If you are not, you will miss it. I cannot tell you what it is, because it will be a gift unique to each one of you, packaged with great love from the divine. But more than that, The information that you are waiting for, or the news, or the happening surrounding, is picked up pace with the Eight of Wands. And that is part of the gift that you will receive as information. The 17 reduces to a single digit, an 8. There's your 8. This is attached to that, and it's coming quickly. But not as quick as you think you'd want it. You have to be patient. It will come as a great surprise, positively and not so positively. The gift, I am told, is also those of you that have switched on into your armor as warriors of light. So from this, we see someone being the king, very stuck and wishes to remain, keeping the world at large in dark, while an energy that is taking place in his midst, in his system, that is collapsing and ending. Well, let me not use the word collapse, Spirit says. We're so used to saying collapsing because that is actually what's taking place. And with the Eight of Wands, it will be. But let's say ending. Something has ended. Something has passed on. Something has transited. And the lid is covering the box. It's closed. It's not even an open one. There's no hope. It's gone. We have on the table a 3, 6, and a 9 energy, not in alignment. We have a 3, we have a 6, right? And we have the 9 above the 3. So if I hold it this way, it can become a formulation of resonance, which is high vibrational Schumann resonance energy. And that is just energetically talking of how a shift would be taking place if it did in a positive, but it is not aligned with the Schumann resonance. And that is causing a great disruption in your world. And with this Death card, being the coffin card, as a loss and ending, I am told that great loss and lots of endings through death is what will be experienced in the monarchy in the coming time, very soon. Loss and tragedy. What else? Tell us, Spirit, what is the involvement, judgment, judgment, what is the involvement of the king in the situation, and how, if you can show us, will a shift take place to bring to light what is going on with Princess Catherine? I did not want to ask that question, but the fact the judgment had come out, that's the King of Pentacles. Well, Spirit says you need to ask the question because it's a problem. And the fact that this has played out, showing that it is the heart of the problem, they will continually be called and a calling and called for a calling out for justice, right? For judgment. And Spirit says it's sanctioned. It is sanctioned. You have to bide your time because we are waiting for certain cards to fall. They're falling, but they're falling as distraction. They're not falling as truth, right? You will not receive the truth, but we are saying that part of that which should be presented should lean towards the reality or the actuality of bringing some truth on the actual problem at hand. But there are many distractions taking place, and judgment is sanctioned. Clearly the king is looking the other way, right? He's looking the other way, disinterested at this time, because his distraction is his health. And his distraction is new to the world, but not new to him. The Page of Pentacles. Money. This situation had a lot to do with money. And hence the Nine of Cups on the top talks about gullibility. Talks about filling all my cups and doing everything for me. You know, about me, for us, for the monarchy. Not understanding the implications of what we're doing. There's a change in wealth about the marriage. And news, I am told, is seeping, but not official. Right? Perhaps you are hearing or reading or coming to learn that there were marital issues. It does involve these two particular people in the monarchy, and it has a lot to do with finance. It's not, I'm not saying, Spirit says, I am not saying that there is a tug of war over who gets as much in the marriage. That's not about it. There's a division of assets taking place. There is also a division of partnership taking place. There is also a divide or separation of permanency taking place. Something has ended, clearly ended, and now this has to be redistributed. And it's no secret who's getting everything, isn't it? Spirit says it's no secret where all that wealth goes, but we're being told there will be an announcement or some type of news regarding a change in structure, and that change affects finances. It could be division of roles, ending of roles, or recruitment of new roles. And in a previous reading, Spirit says, we spoke about paying attention to new appointments, to new people being appointed, because there is a change. And I suppose being reminded of this now, it is time nearing. Page of Cups. Lots of news coming. Lots and lots of news coming. And information. And what I'm being shown is these pieces of information are scripted, being amended and new ones being scripted, because the information is constantly changing. What is coming out into the public is not received very well. Hence, the original storyline constantly changes. So different little bits and bobs of information is coming out to test the waters and feel the reaction from the people. The cups is emotion. It's feeling the heart of the people. Messages to the public, the media, platforms, news channels, cable channels, whatever you call it in your world. This is about testing the public, the people's emotions and reactions. And that is how announcements are being contrived around, doctored around, written and planned around. People are waiting for information on this matter. In that row, the world is waiting for information on this matter. But there's a reluctancy, an avoidance to ignore it and just look at the world as an ornament, as an object. Here's your magician that was in a pre-shuffle in a different deck, having all the tools to plot and to plan and to play. Craft, precision, and accuracy, all in the mix, but seeming to jump out of this potion, making lots of errors. This magic is working, but not working very well. Right? It's not working very well. We're losing our touch. Our wand has gone wonky. It's not giving us what we were planning to create. And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Because something is changing very quickly. The divine spirit is taking over to help you on this earth to receive what you're supposed to. And again, I say, you will not get the full truth. But you do want closure, don't you? Some kind of closure. And that is left up to your king, who doesn't seem to care. Right? That is left up to your king, who doesn't seem to care. And we in the spirit world can only do as much. We will intervene. Trust us, we will intervene. But we're waiting for this type of action, and it's coming. Let's just look at what's under the deck. The Four of Swords. You all are praying for this, not so? You are all holding prayer. This channel specifically has asked for all of you that have heard it before to please continue to pray. Praying is asking. Meditating is listening. I hope you saw me do that. Can you see what's under this deck? Under this card, sorry, at the bottom of the deck, the Death. You are all praying for news. You want to know what's going on. They're trying to balance the situation, meaning find common ground to do what they need to do. Because right now, there's an energy of rejection, mistrust, deception, apprehension. Praying is asking, people. We are saying, hold your mind in prayer to bring light into and around the situation. When light enters where darkness is, it will be forced to move, to leave, and that's what we want. If you do nothing about it and expect to change, then you are wasting your energy and time waiting for change. You have to be the catalyst, we said. You've got to get the ball rolling and not sit and look at the ball. You've got to move it, right? If you want that to move, you need to help it move. You need to be the player on the field, not just the spectator, not just the audience that you are expected to be, because the quieter you are, the better it is, not so? But when we create a ruckus, when we create an uproar, when we start protesting and becoming rebels, we're still under the very same attack, but I want you to know it's a different type of attack. You have power, use it. Meditating is listening, I said, and I want to expand on that quickly. When you ask, when you pray, you ask. When you talk, you ask. We listen. Are you listening when we respond? You're not, because you're far too busy. You're far too angry. You're far too fearful. You're far too noisy. When you learn to quieten your mind and your environment and listen to that which is softer, lighter, gentler, and more peaceful, you awaken your ear chakras. The millions of little chakric points that's in your ears will allow clear audibility to activate. Isn't that wonderful to hear us speak to you? And we do it all day, be shouting in your ears, but no one's listening because you're too busy with all the hype that's going on, the loud noise, the noise pollution, the people around you, the shouting, the screaming, the music, the entertainment on TV and other platforms. We're not judging you. Please understand, we love you. But we're saying, do you not want to be empowered? Do you not want to step up and get on with it? Quieten your mind and feel me, understand me through your heart, through your higher senses. This channel has already faced many comments on, I can't hear you, turn up the volume. And there was a time when she teared and said, Spirit, I'm going to stop. You know what? I'm going to stop because it's not that she's giving up. It's, I don't need this. I don't need this. I will continue to do what I've been doing and you can find somebody else. And I said, no. I'll try and turn up the volume a bit for you, but it causes her throat to strain. When she's done with this channel, she's drained. She's exhausted because she has exerted her vocal cords beyond the frequency it should be, only because some of you are complaining. And we do not say complaint in negative light. It is because your ears are not used to being fine-tuned, are not used to be listening at such a lower frequency, because you are used to the hysteria out there. And she's been extremely polite to say, please turn up your volume or listen with earpieces. It is your choice. And so we now say, while we're talking about prayer, quiet time, resting, asking and listening, pay attention to the subtleties in the frequencies that this voice renders. Be grateful for that which is given to you selflessly. And it is your gift, one of your gifts from me and from her to you, to be able to receive the healing, the love and light that's expressed through her voice. Do you have any idea the energetic impact that it takes to bring forth a message from Divine Spirit? The vibration that a body has to raise to carry this enormity of frequency. For the power of my light is not the same as hers. It's like a ton of bricks on her, and she carries that weight on her shoulders in her energy with pride, with majesty, with regality, with confidence, as if it's painless for you. So please be kind. We're not asking you to contrive your kindness, to fall on your knees. We are saying, people, be kinder and understanding. For those of you that make the effort are the ones. And it is with this that I say, in love and light, we thank you for listening, for helping and sharing, for understanding that we in the higher realms of light, along with the many helpers and teams on the ground that are bringing information to you, take what resonates, take what you understand to be, revisit the messages, for they carry energy in diamond consciousness, in precious consciousness, and know that you have the power to be empowered, that you have the gift of the I am. You are who we've been waiting for. You are who you've been waiting for. Stop and think about it. Listen with your higher heart, your higher senses, and you will hear me. You will feel me, and I will always have a message in a very general and open way, for there's just not one of you listening, there's lots of you, and it will be that one or many of you will take from it, learn from it, and grow from it. Continue to pray, my children of earth, the brothers and the sisters of light, the family that you are forming, for we are applauding you. In such little time, in a matter of weeks, we've come together in a massive group. And that is the tsunami of change for change, that will sweep your world and wash clean the dirty laundry and bring a breath of fresh air, the winds of change, refreshing, breathtaking, clean, new energy. It's a massive, global spring clean. And I believe that your hemisphere that this is taking place in your countries, spring is about to spring, not so. If it has not yet, it is springing into motion. So help the new blooms, help the fragrances perfume the land with these colorful petals, literally, physically and metaphorically, and allow new gardens to grow of hope, of trust, of peace, of faith, of love, of vibration, of color, of variety, of diversity. Because that's who you are, little bits of everything, all put together. You are the finest piece of creation, and we will talk about that in a different message. In love and light, and all the love and light that I could give you at this time, open your hearts and take it in. I take my leave. Thank you. Hello everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and your light and your connection and appreciation. I trust and I know that Spirit has given you something to hold on to and to transform into. This morning, I received a download about a reading that I will do next. I was not asking. I always wait for Spirit to talk. I do not sit and choose or tick a box as to who I want to bring in. I ask. And when I don't ask, then they creatively say, this is what you need to do. So I will be bringing the energy in the next reading on the princesses of Wales, the one we lost and the one we are hoping for. To find conclusion to. The princesses, the late Diana and Catherine. So I look forward to bringing that through next, and I'm sure you too. And it's been a long read, and I would love to go back and listen to it. The Spirit says I'm going to have a bit of a giggle, so I'm not sure what that's about. I love you. I thank you for all your blessings, all your love and prayer, and for your trust, and your trust, and your trust. I will get to messages as I'm able to, for there are lots, and I try my best. And do forgive me for editing and re-editing, because our network goes crazy and then just sends off the message, and I've got to go back and complete certain sentences or spelling mistakes. I thank you for understanding. But do understand, I need to say that there are questions that are coming through that I cannot give answers to. So please be mindful of what you are asking, for I am not at liberty at this time to share that information which I might have answers for. And I love and leave you in love, light and peace. Great blessings, dear one. Until next, stay blessed.